Okay, so the first thing I wanted to cover there are two discoveries I made on Google Earth. Let's take a look here. When I was exploring the right side of the path, I noticed there were some interesting road roads in the just outside the park in the top part of the mountain here. Um, I just noticed some trails going through here. Had no idea what in the world I was looking at there. Not sure what that area is all about. So if you get a little closer, you can actually see the roads going up and all throughout there, kind of in sections. I don't know if someone was clearing that land. This map is an older map, obviously. It's not that recent. So it's not like this year. So I'm not sure what's up there right now, but you can see lots of roads up there going throughout that part of the mountain. Um, it would be really nice to be able to actually take my Jeep up that road and maybe explore that whole area up there. I would be especially interested in seeing the whole area. That's just that very steep part of the mountain, that drop off that just is sheer cliffs, probably, or at least lots of opportunities for just to explore the side of that mountain. I would love to be able to just drive right up that close and see what that area looks like. And it would be really nice to be able to go right to that corner of the opening where the roads kind of, that steep section intersects with this ravine. And I would love to be able to just get that close and hike down that ravine rather than up, and actually start at the top of the mountain. That would be pretty nice. The other tip I got from a commenter in one of my last Laurel Run videos was to actually reverse the timeline on the satellite views. So if you swivel the map here in Laurel Run and go back to Laurel Cliffs, go back to the Laurel Cliffs area that I went to from the bottom last time. If you transfer back in time, you can see how the foliage changes. You've got snow, you've got fall, summer, whatever. But if I landed on a year where you can see the clearly see this is probably fall, and you can see a lot less foliage and clearly see the top of the mountain there. And there's this, I discovered when I did that, there's this very clear indentation in the mountain, that is very deep, very likely some kind of cave in there or something that goes into the mountain. It could just be cliffs all the way around, you never know. But I would love to be able to get up in there. I think the path I think the path that I would like to take, since most of the area along Laurel Run Park is a pretty steep cliff, I have a feeling that the corner of the park, probably along this side ravine, has the best opportunity to get up in there, go up along that slope. It's still pretty steep, but not quite as steep as trying to get up the cliff near the parking area. And I obviously can't hike down into that hole on that side when I get up on the mountain. But the approach from the right side, I think the best approach I would take is going around the right side of that indentation, that cliff or whatever it is, and go in on the left side from the bottom, and then explore that indentation, that deep indentation in the mountain, and see what's in there. Very much looking forward to seeing that and exploring it. All right, so as you can see from those two Google Earth explorations, we have a couple of opportunities to search for some interesting spots and caves or tunnels in the area. That first spot, I don't know if I can even get to. I don't know what those roads are, if it's private land. We'll see as we approach with the Jeep. I'll try to capture that video to see if we can get some clues as to what that is. I may not be able to even go on that part of the land, so I am not going to go anywhere that's private, obviously. The other side, that second video that you saw where I changed the timeline, I got that tip from a hiker, someone who had commented on one of my previous videos that a good way to get a better land view using Google Earth is to look at historic, kind of switch back the views to older satellite photos, and that worked perfect, which was awesome. And I was able to capture that clear indentation, that clear, some kind of circular cliff, which probably the center could potentially be a nice sized cave. I'm very much looking forward to getting up there and seeing that, but there's no paths. I'm a little nervous after last time of actually heading deep in the woods without any real protection against snakes. So I've ordered some what they call briar chaps, which are basically just thick pants that will block snake bites or snake strikes. I'd really like to have that, but I'm gonna see how thick it is, how clear the land is heading up to there, and if there's even a way to get up that high on the upper side of the cliff. So we'll take a look at that. I'm gonna head out there and see what it looks like. If both of those fail, at least I'm gonna scout the area further into the park and sort of get some GPS coordinates of locations that I'm gonna go into after and explore a little deeper. So let's head out and do that. So as you can see, as we approached Laurel Park, that first hill, the driveway was clearly a private road. There was a camper there with a bunch of people. So one thing I will not do for my videos is break the law, not intentionally anyway. Stay off private property if it's marked. Tennessee is not a good place to trespass. It's not quite as bad as Texas, but you could have a gun at least pulled on you. Don't want to mess around with that. I thought on Google Earth I could get a access point down by the picnic tables in between along the edge of the cliffs, but as you can see from the video clip, it is crazy steep. There are trees. I probably would have attempted it if I was alone. There's a bunch of people in the park. I just didn't want to draw attention to myself, so not going to make an access point there. The far corner of the park is where the creek that goes down to the main creek in the park. This is sort of a dried up creek over here, and a frog just jumped. This one looks way more accessible. You can see as I was walking along the edge of the park, the cliff is just straight up, and you can see kind of the ridge. And this is still a steep climb, but not quite as bad. I gotta take a second here, take a closer look at the map, measure the distance it would take for me, because if I'm starting at 3, I'm not sure I'm gonna have time, and I may just have to go hit the waterfalls. So I'm gonna take a look at the maps here. All right, that's definitely my access point, but I really want to have a little more protection going off trail like that against snakes. So I'm gonna wait until my I'm ordering some leg protection for that. So once those come in, most likely within a few days. I'm gonna come back. That'll be my next one. I think this one we're gonna take another walk up to the waterfall since I have time today. It's about 3:20 right now. It is getting dark, so I don't know how the lighting's gonna be under the trees. Even when it's semi-sunny, under the trees is not always the greatest with a GoPro. But I'll do the best I can today. There is an interesting rock up there. It looks like a boulder. White. It really stands out. Get my phone. I'll show you a zoom up here of what it looks like, but not so much an opening or anything, but just a unique rock on the side of that cliff. It's just something that caught my eye. It doesn't look like, it doesn't look like a path goes up there. And again, I don't see any dark shadow underneath or anything like that. It's just a really interesting formation, rock formation. As far as I could tell, nothing else up there. As you could tell from the video, hopefully you can tell, because it's shaded sometimes here. Speaking of shaded, let's hope you see my eyes here. It's just steep, and steep on both sides. But this part, I was curious because I know when we used to walk it, I used to kind of scan the cliffs for anything that looked like caves. Less so than I am now. Now I'm really looking at every single crevice and cranny. But there are, you can see some cliffs in different areas, like up here, sheer. Nothing at the bottom, no opening. It's just a lot of rocks up there. I would take, if I had a drone, I would probably go up to that one. Not because there's an opening, but just because it would be cool to get a closer look. So I saw some openings up there, and it looks like kind of a little, could be an animal trail, but there's some kind of path down there for sure. But I'll show you the clip here. Way up there, there's definitely a rock face, but down below it looks like there's a dark spot that could be potential opening. And then further down below, there's that. It looks like again, might be a path, but could also be a animal path. But there are some major cliffs up here. Take a look at this. Big cliffs up there. And of course down here, there's these. These definitely don't have caves. I remember seeing them before. But way up there, you can just see through the trees. Oh, it goes so high. White rock between the leaves. Those are gorgeous, and they go so high. Bottom of that, I can see definitely our rock. I would not be surprised if there was some opening at the bottom of that, just because of the rock the type of rock right there. So I've taken my GPS coordinates for some off-trail exploration up there. I'll have to cross the stream. And if I have a drone, that would make it a lot easier. I like that spot. I can't see anything because of the foliage. Fall will be amazing here. I'll be able to see so much more. Right now it's so difficult. If there's anything at the bottom of that, I could see it. It's extremely steep. Big overhangs here. There's too much to explore, to be honest. Just too much. So that's cool. See that right there? That trail goes way up there. I'm gonna mark my GPS coordinates. That's another one to explore. Looks like an opening too, so it might be interesting to see what goes up there. Can't do that today though. Just running out of time. Just looking for good opportunities. This is definitely one. Well-traveled trail right there, but still, it'd be fun to explore. Hear the waterfalls.
This one's much deeper. Normally my GoPro is waterproof, so I could actually see if there's underground opening. Can't today because I don't have my, I've got my media mod on, which is not waterproof today. I've got to find my lid, my cover, battery cover, and put that on before I can do that. Plus it's not sunny enough, so underwater will be pretty much impossible to see anything. Honestly, this was a scouting trip. I wanted to get some GPS points of potential cliffs that way. I wanted to see the depth of the waterfalls to see if there was really any opportunity for an opening in the rock underneath the water. The other one, no way. It's only about a couple inches, if that. I walked right in. It's rock on the bottom, rock and dirt, nothing really. This one, can't see anything. It's pretty deep. Looks like it's pretty deep, and it could potentially go 3-4 feet, maybe more. So it'd be fun to kind of stick a GoPro under there at some point, kind of wade in, see what the rock looks like underneath there. More sun would be nice because the sun would kind of go into the water and give more visibility to the GoPro. But I'm running out of light today. I know there's more to see, more waterfalls too, down that way, smaller, and then down in that direction and that direction. There are gorges that I wanted to explore. There's so much area to cover out here. It's actually kind of ridiculous. Just the amount of potential cliff faces, rock formations. This area, massive rock formations everywhere. And it's really hard to pick a place to dive into because there's so much to dive into. I'll go behind the waterfall here. The path goes behind this first waterfall. I'll show you what that looks like, that area. That's behind the waterfall. It goes under the branches and just goes along this stream. Path crosses over to follow that other stream, the other branch of the stream, which I want to explore too. Could be rocks, caves down there. I don't see any near the creek, but that's part of the two mountains I wanted to explore in that direction. I love that the path goes in that direction. That'll make it, at least starting out, easy. And then this is pretty much the trail that continues on to the area of the cabins. It's easy to not know where to go at this point. A lot of people are like, how do I get to the cabin area? This is the point where the trails go in every direction. This is where in my last video I took a left here, and then it kind of goes up, zigzags, and goes up higher to the cabins, and then eventually to Eastman Recreational Area. That's just a huge wooded area out there that if I get to that point, I will have spent weeks, if not months, already exploring this area. I want to cover from the entrance to these waterfalls, not go in that direction yet. I want to head in these directions, explore these gorges. That direction looks fun. It's rock. I see rocks all through there, big boulders, which is a good sign for potential cave opportunities higher up. But that's it for today. I've got to head back. It's getting late already. It's 4:31. Potentially next week or the week after, I'm not sure what order I'm doing things, is going to be a very special Biltmore Estate video that I captured a lot of the outside, the gardens, things like that. There's also a very special event that happened at the end, so looking forward to that. Hope to see you there. Again, thanks for coming along, and I will see you next time.
The sun will shine, yeah. The sun will shine. The sun will shine, yeah. The sun will shine. The sun will shine.
Please subscribe. It'll just take a few seconds. Click the button down below. I'm trying to bring the highest quality hiking videos to YouTube, and that means I'm going to show you maps, trail highlights, all the best views on the trail, any good picnic spots, any wildlife we see, all in 4K high quality video. And we'll see you on the next hike.